So, the truth about coping this week reminded me of something I'll never forget. How easy it is to look fine on the outside while quietly falling apart on the inside. In just a few days, one friend told me she'd started antidepressants. Another shared how anxiety had taken over her sleep. And then a close friend messaged asking which antidepressants I had tried because she had one friend struggling with finding the right one and another friend also dealing with horrible side effects like weight gain of the one she'd tried. So on the outside, these women look like they're holding it all together. I was shocked to find out. They're running household, raising kids, working, juggling appointments, school drop-offs, mental load, everything. But underneath, they're completely overwhelmed, exhausted, not broken, just depleted, just done. And what I learned is that so many parents are really struggling, but on the outside, they look fine and they're doing everything um, to keep life moving, but they're running on empty. And it reminded me so much of where I used to be, constantly pushing through, believing that being strong meant holding it all together. But I know now it doesn't have to stay that way. When we live in a constant state of stress, the body learns to stay there. It runs on adrenaline and survival energy. And when that becomes the baseline, even small things can feel really big. And that's why parents can know all the strategies, read all the books, and still find themselves shouting at the kitchen at 6 p.m. because someone refused to brush their teeth. And it's not that they don't care, it's that their nervous system never gets the chance to exhale. That's normal for parenthood, isn't it? I would have kept going like this too, thinking it was normal, expected even. It's just what you're meant to do, right? But thanks to good old chronic fatigue, I had to learn the hard way. I was stopped in my tracks. I had to actually face everything that had led me to this point. The pushing through, the trying to do it all, the lack of caring for myself, and the constant overwhelm, worry, and exhaustion that came with raising neurodivergent kids. All of it had caused my body, my nervous system to get stuck in a sympathetic activation. The fight, flight, freeze, and fawn states. Hello, people pleasers, fawn. And boy, did I try meditation. The frustration of constantly trying to bring my man back to whatever the voice on the recording was telling me to focus on. I was so dedicated. I'd commit to a program and I'd stick with it, thinking it would finally help me feel more peaceful, present, and calm in my life. But then I'd lose it at the kids so quickly and I'd feel guilty and angry. I'm doing the work. Why is this not working? I honestly believed breath work would be the same. But by that time, I didn't have much of a choice. I was couch ridden and I could barely get through the day. No need to still your mind. One of the first things they said was when I started breathwork and this online reset, you don't have to still your mind in this practice. Ha! I was so relieved. I was sold. Finally, a practice that wasn't going to force me to do something that just felt completely out of reach. But that wasn't even the best part. So, in just 15 minutes a day, um, even with the kids around, sometimes even crawling on top of me, I could actually start to feel a change in myself. I could feel like space to enjoy my kids again. It wasn't just about managing meltdowns, routines, and therapies anymore. There was like more fun and connection, and kind of playfulness woven back into our days. Even in the messy moments, they felt more manageable because I just knew how to return to kind of connection. And the funny thing is, I only started breath work to heal the chronic fatigue, to get some more energy. I actually never expected it to help me feel better in other areas of my life, especially parenting. My life, it might still look similar on the outside. Like I'm still juggling all the things, but geez, feels different on the inside. And of course, I still have bad days. I never want to lie to my community and say that this is going to cure everything and solve everything. But the difference is now I know just to go back to the breath. I know I have this tool I can go and access anytime. So I have an invitation for you. If you've been coping for so long that you've forgotten what space to think feels like you're not alone. And this month, I'm hosting a free online workshop called Breath as Your Blueprint. And this is a space just for parents like you. No expectations, no rules, just simple guided breath work to help you reset, feel more space, and be the person and parent you truly want to be. Because you don't need to keep holding it all together alone. And sometimes all you need is the breath. Make sure you register. I really want to see you there.